Hi everyone, this is Mike, Falco's Flips. I'm a reseller based in northwest England. This is the second to last car boot sale of 2020. I'm going to pass you over to myself and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so we're there. This might be the last one. It's definitely not as busy as it was last time, but we will see. So it might be my last one, or I might be here again tomorrow morning. And that will definitely be the last one of the year. So let's go see what we can get. There's a bit of a queue. I was third in line last time, which is like unheard of. This time going to be about 20th or something. So that's all right. Let's get there. So here we go. I'm going to say now it was a quiet one, okay? There were a lot of people selling, but I didn't pick up that much stuff. Spoiler alert. But I thought I would just tell you that now. But I did go to some charity shops afterwards, and I did a little bit better there. So there'll be a breakdown at the end of the video of everything that I have picked up. So yeah, some Harry Potter books here. I needed a couple at the time. I couldn't remember which ones it was. Yeah, in hindsight, I should have just bought them, to be honest. So I'm just kind of wandering around and trying to find anything at all. I just wasn't getting a lot. I'm not seeing much today at all. Yeah, there are a few games in there amongst the DVDs. I picked that up and that sold quite quickly. It made a decent little profit. Only paid £1 for it. Oh, yeah.
Check this out.
Oh, how much you after? No? 150. Give you £1 on it? Yeah. I'll just tell you if I keep looking, because I might find something else. And a bit more of a search through some of the other stuff. This was good. I would have picked that up, but there was, don't know if you can see, but around the battery compartment it was all brown, which basically means the batteries have leaked. So no point messing around with that. Don't know if there's much money in that, but it's quite cool because we've actually got it ourselves. My kids have got that, and it lights up, makes sounds. You can turn it off. It drives me mad. I could not get this thing to shut up. I could not find the on-off button. It was driving me mad. Yeah, so you know, this is in a Lego box with Lego instructions, yet no Lego in there. You come across that quite often at car boots, or at least I do. I thought this was a Vision Corning pan lid. So I thought, therefore, this was a Vision Corning, which is a pretty good brand, Crock Pot, but it's not. I still picked it up for about £2. You know what brand it is? No. You do 2 on it? Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't know about that. There's something about that. I thought I'd pick it up. It looked, you know, a bit vintage. This cookie jar, I bought this. The other thing is, nobody was working with me on this day either, which was starting to annoy me a bit. Like, nobody was coming down in price at all. Like, I couldn't even get 50p off anything. No, just nobody was having it at all.
Bonjour.
Billy Budd dropping it.
All the dealers. All the Adelaide. It was rubbish. All bottles of
Yeah, so this is pretty good. I mean, I'm gonna have a closer look at everything at the end of this video, but this was all right. If this was in good condition, it'd be worth a lot more. It wasn't in good condition at all, but I know it says £2 there, but it was only £1. He said I could have it for £1, so I took it. There were a few little cracks in the lid and a chip, but even so, you know, don't always let that put you off. Sometimes certain things, yeah, you should avoid them like the plague, but bread bins, if it's the right kind of design, then, you know, they can still go okay, even with a little bit of damage. Yeah, I was checking through all these games, but there wasn't really anything worthwhile, to be honest. I think what I should have done is probably offered something for the full box then, and tried to get them, you know, pretty cheap, and then they might have been worth it. So this is down the other end of the car boot. This is where mostly traders are. You can still get some good stuff from traders, but I don't tend to film too much up this side because I don't usually buy much from them. I've had this before and sold it for decent-ish money, like 15 quid. I wanted a little bit of a discount on this, but he wouldn't do it. And I think I was so fed up with everybody else saying no, I was just like, nah, even though it was only like £1 more. But I was just like, no, fine, I'm going. And I just kind of went. Right, so we didn't find too much today, unfortunately. Not a lot at all, really. We'll go through it a bit later on. Hopefully the charity shops will have a few more things. It's just there was quite a lot of people here today selling, but there's just not a lot of good stuff at all. Just nothing really. But anyway, let's get on to the next. Okay, so I thought I would try the charity shops and see if I would fare a bit better. So here we are in the first one. Yeah, usually find some decent ceramics in here, and I found one item which was in the window, only £3, and it was a good brand, which I think I'll show you in a second. There you go, just about to see that. It said it was Rayware. It's a pretty basic design, you know. If it wasn't Rayware, would I have still picked it up? Not sure. I might have done. If it was particularly good condition, I might have still at the right price. But for £3, Rayware, really good condition, wooden lid, nice big bread bin, definitely worthwhile. And it didn't stick around long, it sold quickly, that one. Yeah, it was like a Peter Rabbit library of books, but I did scan it in, but they were after too much for it. There wasn't much money in it, really. Obviously, if you can pick something like that for 50p, pound, maybe £2, then it'd be worth it. Yeah, this shop did used to have some good video games once upon a time, but not so much these days.
All right, darling, I'll let you know. And you, darling. Oh.
Like up to 7 years interest-free credit, plus the autumn sale ends soon. Offers apply if I find all units subject to status and
Here we go into the third charity shop of the day. I don't really do much clothing, but I still have a look now and again. Sometimes you find some decent stuff. Completely randomly, but I think the last good item of clothing I found was a Witcher jacket. You know, The Witcher, the video game. And that did pretty well. That went for about 50, and I picked it up for £3. So that was good. Like stuff like that I'm always going to pick up, but generally speaking, I don't do much clothing. I just don't tend to find much clothing that's any good, to be honest. But I suppose the more you sell it, the more you kind of know what to pick up, right? Shoes is a kind of different one. I do pick up shoes fairly often. Obviously, it's clothing, but I fare a bit better with shoes. I tend to find more shoes of a decent brand. So these are right. These are brand new, but they was 20 quid, so carry more. There might have been a small profit in them. Yeah, 20 quid is just a little bit too much. I found some decent toys in here, but this is one where everything is usually priced a little bit high, but you can still find the odd little thing here and there. This was right up my street, this bread bin and the tea, coffee, sugar jars. I can't remember how much this was now, but it was too much. They're asking too much for the lot. Just a little bit too much for me to be able to resell them. But if they were a little bit less, in most charity shops, they would have been priced a little bit better, and I would have picked this lot up and made a decent profit.
Where are you going to put that if you're in that? Where are you going to put it?
Yeah, Xena Warrior Princess. Anybody remember that? I do remember watching that. There was like Xena, wasn't there, and Hercules from back in the day. Look at the advertisements there, the Game Boy Color. Cool. Now, I did have a really good look into these, and the prices are all over the place, but they're after 15 for them, which is a little bit on the high side. Again, if it was like 10, I might have done it. Most of them are not really worth much. I think the issue 1 was the most valuable one, which was the one at the front of that pile, I think. And that was worth about 10. But the rest were not really worth much. I thought they would probably sit there for ages. There were quite a few available on eBay, so not really worth it.
Yeah, it's only £1 anyway.
Yeah, see, I'm editing this now. It's January, and I've not been into these shops now for ages because of the lockdown, and I want to get back out there. I really do. Like, this is making me want to get out there. I'm sure it's probably the same for some of you guys watching. I just want to get back out to these shops. That LA cap there, that looks really cool. I don't know why I didn't pick that one up. I got the New York one, the black one with the purple. But that LA cap's pretty cool. I should have bought that. They were £3 each. Maybe could have bought them to resell, but I weren't sure. Do you know, with these caps, I've picked a couple up before, and they turn out to be like possibly not genuine. I still don't really know. I find it very difficult to tell with those caps whether they're genuine or not. I picked this up. This is a Licorice All Sorts jar. They're after £2.50 for it. There was a little mark on one of the edges, but it was kind of in the paintwork. It wasn't anything too bad. Yeah, here into another one. So this is another one that does tend to be quite expensive, but sometimes you can still find some decent stuff even in the more expensive shops. I picked up a board game in here several months back, which sold for really good money, like I think it was about £50 or £60, and I picked up the same board game in the same shop nearly a year to the day earlier, which I also sold for around the same price, £50 or £60. I paid £5 for it the first time and 10 the second time. This bread bin was the heaviest thing I have ever known. It doesn't even look it, but it honestly, I mean, I pick up bread bins all the time, you know that, right? But this was the heaviest thing in the world. Like, to pick it up with one hand was difficult. Yeah, but I looked this up and I thought this has got to be worth some money. And I think they were only asking about, I can't remember, I think it's about £5 they're asking for it, which is quite low. But I looked into it and no, people not selling them for a lot. I think they were going for about 15, 20. but then it's that, you know, it's so heavy. It costs you a fortune, and getting it there in one piece when it's that big and heavy, nah, not for me. Not for me on that one. Yeah, shot in the head. This was just before Halloween, so I was thinking, you know, I could probably make a little bit of profit out of them, but decided against it.
Thank you so much indeed.
Yeah, this particular charity shop, this is pretty good. They usually have some pretty good stuff in here. Okay, so we've got a few bits there. I'm just going to go and do my food shopping, and then we're going to nip to a few more. So I will see you in a minute. Okay, so I went and did my food shopping, and then I went off to a few others. This one's a little bit far out of the way, this one. It's about 5-10 minute drive, kind of away from where I live and away from where I was. But it's paid off a few times, and on this occasion I did get a couple of bits from here. This was, I think, £3, and actually that has just sold recently. It's January now at the time of putting this video out, and yeah, it didn't sell at Christmas. It's just recently sold. Didn't get as much for it as I thought either. I think it went for around 15. But still, you know, decent little profit. Wasn't much money in that game. I've had some of the Ben 10 games before, and some of them can be worth half decent money. Yeah, these look kind of cool. I think they were new, but you know, £10 for this, bit too much on that. Yeah, look at this. I don't know what this is. I'm sure somebody out there can tell me. I reckon this is like a particular brand, or is it like based on like a TV series or a film or something like that? Anybody know? They seem kind of familiar. Okay, so we've got a few bits in there. A couple of things to keep, as per usual. Just buy it and keep it, why not? But no, we got this jigsaw. Quite a good one. I think it like glows in the dark. That was £3.50, and that should go for at least £20.25 on that one. So that's quite a good one. I got this this glass boat made in England. Again, this is something I see all the time. I never really pick up, but this one, it was kind of my eye level on the shelf, and it was only £3, and it came with the box, and you know, made in England, came in the box. And then of course we have how can you not buy such a thing? I had one of these boxes fairly recently, and it sold I think for about £30. They're not worth nearly as much out of the box, but for £1.50 I'll make at least £10 on that, I reckon. Especially coming up to Christmas, maybe 15. So yeah, let's go to the next one. And then on to this one. This one is a bit closer to my home. So it's the last few now before I go home. Yeah, bowling ball. Can't say I've ever bought any bowling balls before. I see them now and again. They're never really worth much, I don't think. Always check this window out because there's a few decent bits in the window sometimes. A few things that I've had out of there before. So this is pre-Christmas and pre-Halloween. Again, seeing this, I just want to get out there, get back out there, get some more stuff. I'm still working through my backlog, and you know, I'm doing okay. I've got plenty of stuff still to be listed. Couple of computer mice there, brand new in the boxes, but I scanned them in and nothing was really coming up. Yeah, so this would have been really easy to miss this item here, how it was, but this is all right. This is okay. I've looked into this, and it's actually worth some pretty good money. Do you know, I've still not listed it. Should have done by now. I think sometimes with things like this, I don't know if other people feel the same way, but things like this, I really want to kind of do it justice when it comes to listing it. I want to get the right photos. I want to do a bit of proper research into it and get the kind of maximum money out of it. Yeah, that's how my death piles seem to happen. They just seem to, you know, I put the stuff to one side. I think, right, I could, you know, get some really good photos of this. I could do this, look into that. But I think sometimes you just need to just get it on. Just get it on. Like, it's better listed, getting a few quid less than just sat there in your death pile, you know, not doing anything. Yeah, so check this out. These were, I couldn't figure out why I recognised the packaging, but it's the vintage Poundland. Vintage Poundland, like really cheap kind of like baking dishes or microwave dishes or something. Don't think they're worth it. Vintage Poundland. Vintage. Okay, so we got these. Look at these. From 1991, Tyco Quints or something. Quint something or other. Not really sure, but it's quite a lot in there. It should go for decent money. I paid £2.50. So yeah, not bad at all. Right, so on to the next one. Yeah, check it out, guys. What do you think of this? I just find it really funny. I did have a quick look into this before I bought it, and people did seem to be selling it. Not for much, but there weren't many of them out there. But that kind of style with, you know, with like a cat in, you know, like a magical kind of cat type thing, there seems to have been a few of them. Here we got some classic Reebok trainers. They seemed all right, but they were pretty well worn. Now these, again, they're after 20 quid each of these, but as you can see, the boxes were all beaten up. You know, it's been somewhere damp. Check that out. Yeah, you know, I would imagine the stuff inside is probably not in the best condition. People were selling them for like 40, 50 quid. But, you know, 20 into 40, 50, when the box is like that and it's potentially, you know, even missing parts or damaged, it did look like they'd all been open and then retaped up as well. So it was just not really worth it for me. You know, if I was buying for myself, I might have taken, you know, for 20 quid each, I might have just taken the chance and, you know, to have it for myself. But no, just too much. If they were £10 each, I might have done it. But not 20. Hello. These are pretty good, but they're damaged. I had a look last week. They're actually from New York. I know because a friend brought the taxi one back for us. It's cool. So this is the last charity shop of the day. Yeah, we're having a Halloween party at home, so I just thought that will terrify my children. It's not in great condition. It's probably only going to last this one Halloween, but whatever, we'll have that. And I'm wondering whether my youngest would be willing to wear anything. So if not, he can be the devil. Right, next stop, home. Okay, so this is everything that I got today. Let's have a closer look. Okay, so first the Fragiles. We've got this Rayware bread bin. This is the one that was in the window. It was only £3. You know, there's not much to it. It's kind of a classic design. It's got a wooden lid. The Rayware branded stuff goes okay sometimes, and we should get, I reckon, at least 30 quid for that, maybe a bit more. I'll probably aim a bit higher to begin with anyway. And then we got this bread crock. I know this is very much a design that people are either going to love or hate, but it is what it is. People seem to like the fruit design. Usually like the Rayware ones go quite well. Never had this particular type before, and there are some issues with this, but it was only £1, so I was happy to give it a go for £1. It's obviously it's dirty, alright. It needs a really good clean. But it has issues like this. There's a slight crack there, and that's about it for the actual main body itself. It's just got that little crack. It's still structurally sound, structurally intact. The lid has a little chip there. Well, quite a big chip, I guess. You're never going to see it once it's, you know, in use. And a little bit of a crack there on the lid. For £1, that's fine. I reckon if this was in perfect condition, we'd probably be looking at about 50. In this condition, we'll probably be looking at more like 30. This, like a kind of licorice all sorts style sweet jar, it was £2.50. I used to get these all the time. Like a couple of years ago, I used to buy them all the time. They were kind of like a staple for me. I'd buy them for £1 or £2 and sell them for like 20 quid all day long. Coming up to Christmas, we'll be looking at about 20. I'm going to aim for 20, see what happens. And this is a crock pot. Well, it belonged to a crock pot at some point, and it's really heavy. This is like ceramic and this is glass. And looking at this, I thought there's no way that lid belongs with this, but it does, like after looking into it. So, and I thought it was corning, because vision corning, because it just looks like it. Like the handle's the same. So it's hard to know what this is going to go for, but I'll have a good look into it. I mean, I paid £3, and you know, we're going to make a profit on this. Right, so on to the next lot. I think I'm going to keep this myself. I just really like the black on purple like that. I think it looks pretty cool. £3. They had loads of hats in there, as you probably saw. I could have just bought them all up, but hats are not really my thing. Somebody else will have them, I'm sure. We've got this set of toys, which is like a 1991 Tyco. Somebody was trying to sell like a house for about £120. I don't think there's like masses of money in these, but they seem to go okay. Some people are like parting out the little bits and getting, you know, 10-15 quid per set, so I might do that possibly. But there's quite a few of the little dolls in there. There's like some kind of like play mat. And then we've got this, the Blaze and the Monster Machines. He kind of flips over and becomes like a fire engine.
And time for some H2O.
Yeah, pretty cool. Sirens on. I only paid £1 for them. I'm not entirely sure how much it's worth. I'll have a look into that. And we got this. It's called Jetball. It looks like it's some kind of vintage game to me, but I'm not entirely sure. It might be one of them where they've kind of made it look old and it's actually like fairly new and from China or something. But have a quick look. I can't see all these bits being here. There's a lot of kind of different components and stuff, but I thought I'd give it a go. £2 as well, which, you know, for this kind of thing from a car boot is paying up, even if it's all there. And then there's these two. This was £3.50. This was £3. This is a kind of glass ship in a bottle. I'm going to open it up in a second, just give you a quick look at that. This is a like fluorescent jigsaw puzzle. I'm guessing at night time it kind of glows like that. That would be pretty cool. I kind of want to see that, but I never will because I'm going to be selling it. Brand new sealed. So I had a quick look and people are asking about 25 on that one. Yeah, so there it is. Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of ship it is, but I just thought it looked pretty cool. It caught my eye. It was like at my eye level. And I was like, no, that's going to be like 10, 20 quid that. And when I saw that it was only 3, I was like, yeah, I love that. Made in the UK. This is something that I see quite often and I never bothered picking them up. Look at me, I've got it the wrong way around. But look. Last but not least, the pick up of the year. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? It's so weird. It is so weird. Anyway, for £2.49, of course I was buying it. It's brand new sealed. People, well, there's not many out there. One person got about 10 quid, but it was pre-owned. So brand new sealed. They're probably going to aim high because it's so weird that somebody might just go ahead and buy it. So yeah, we did well with that stuff. We made some decent profit. The bread bins went really well and really quickly. The Blaze car went for pretty good money. I paid £1. I think it went for like £15, £20, something like that. The ship went well. The jigsaw sold recently. So most of it's kind of sold, or I've at least had interest in it. Everything has been listed apart from that bag in the middle, the toy bag. So I need to get that on. And yeah, we've made some decent money out of it. Thanks very much for watching, as always. If you could like and subscribe, that would be great. Turn on the notification bell so the next time I do a video, you will be notified. I'm going to have one video coming soon, which is going to be a mini review of an item that I purchased. I've been on the lookout for a light which will kind of serve two purposes for a while, both improving photographs and improving my video lighting, because I know some of my videos, depending on where I've been taking them, it's been really dark and not fantastic. So I was after something that I could use for both. I think I may have found it with this item, but we'll see. It's got a good price point. It's still available in the shops right now. So I'm going to get that out soon so you can kind of check it out, see what you think, see if it's worth you picking up. It's a budget one, so you know, I'm not expecting anything fantastic, but we will see. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.